All right, Scorpio. How's it going? How are my beautiful Scorpios doing? It is Scorpio season, and I'm getting ready to do a reading for Scorpio. I'm going to pull some cards and offer a healing message, a healing um, spread, a look at what's in the Scorpio heart, mind, spirit, space, what's going on internally, externally for that Scorpio energy, fixed water. So, this is a general reading. This is a reading for wherever Scorpio falls in your chart. It's been a month since I've been on here. I got to Scorpio. I was going through the signs, doing readings for each sign as the moon passed through the sign. And as soon as I started on Sagittarius, and as soon as I got to the last, almost completed the cycle and got to Scorpio, we hit Scorpio season. We hit, it was Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. And I had some things to take care of. So I spent the last month battling some demons and winning. So I'm glad to be back. Glad to catch back up with Scorpio. Now the moon is in Scorpio again, and it is a new moon. New moon in Scorpio. So yeah, we're all feeling that powerful Scorpio energy right now. The sun is in Scorpio. The moon is in Scorpio. So that fixed water, excuse me, that fixed water is influencing everyone. It's a big, I feel like Scorpio full moon, the Scorpio full moon in Taurus season, and the Scorpio new moon in Scorpio season, I always feel like are really big transition points for everyone, for the collective, the whole, the group. Scorpio is that bottom of the ocean type energy, space. And when you have a full moon or a new moon, right, that's like, the full moon is like the wave crashing up on the shore, and the new moon is like that water rushing back when the wave rushes back and you see everything. So to me, a new moon in Scorpio is like a wave that pulls all the way back to the bottom of the ocean, and you can see like shit you never were able to see before. And there's a massive, it leaves space for big waves to come in. So big transformations afoot. I mean, that's been this whole year, but this feels like a pivot point for us all. So I ask that this reading offer healing, offer messages for those who are healing, and support Scorpio, support fixed water energy, navigating these cycles, navigating this lunar cycle. What is Scorpio going through, and what does Scorpio need to know to move through this? Wow. You don't see it coming. Don't see it coming. Blindsided by connection, love, meeting up with, there's something coming out of the blue, connections, important connections, and you don't see it coming. The Four of Cups in reverse with the Lovers is on the bottom here. This is not seeing, it's like going about what you're doing, thinking that you're going to be alone, and then discovering that you're amongst your tribe all of a sudden. I'm getting that image of kind of going off on your own path and having to say, fuck it, I'll do it by myself. Fuck it, I'll go alone. I believe in this. I know who I am. Even if nobody is down that path, I still have to go that way. But then when you get there, like bumping into someone that you recognize or that you were hoping to meet, or there's this surprise connection, surprise, not necessarily someone from the past, but like this could be a love connection. This could be the type of love connection, the type of love within a connection that you're already in. This could be soul tribe, like family, just that heart to heart friendship, family that you've been yearning for, that you kind of had to give up in order to go the direction you believed in. And I think there's this blindsiding energy of like, oh, I actually do get to have people too. I do get to have connections too. Yeah. Wow. Totally unexpected. Knight of Cups with the Six of Cups in reverse. All these cups, all this water rushing in. With the Five of Pentacles here. This is expecting to have to go the hard road, expecting to have to go the road alone, choosing to go out in the cold and say, fuck it, I don't need your security, I don't need this stability, I don't need whatever structure. I can take care of myself. We got each other. We got each other's back. We don't need this kind of what we were depending on before. That's what these two characters feel like they're saying in this card right now. Like, yeah, this is that road. This is going down the road, even if you're going to be outcast, even if you're going to be alone, even if you're not going to have connection. But look at all this connection coming in. It's like as soon as you make the choice to follow your path, as soon as you make the choice to be yourself, to do what you need to do regardless of how that's going to blow back on your connections, it's like as soon as you say, fuck it, this wave of connection can come in. Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Knights are quickening, this picking up of a pace. So with all these cups here, the Four and the Six of Cups, see how in all three of these cups, they're all being handed. There's these cups being handed. And the Six, this guy is passing it to her. This Knight is arriving with a cup. And here's this man sitting under a tree with the cup coming out of the thin air. All of these have a offering, a coming in of emotion, of connection, of intimacy, vulnerability, right? And it feels like, Scorpio, I feel like you've been starved of this for a while. Starved and looking for it, like starved of intimate friendships, starved of intimacy within your friendships. Or just starved of relationships, period. And I think within that starvation, there was this looking, searching, hunting for it, trying to make it happen. And something has happened for Scorpio where it's like, it's almost like I'm feeling Scorpio's energy has pulled back so much, not expecting, not waiting for things, not looking for things in other people. As soon as yeah, it's like the farther Scorpio draws back those expectations of connection, the more connection can flood in. Jesus, King of Cups, the World in reverse, and the Magician in reverse. Holy shit. Wow. So right under the Knight of Cups is the King of Cups. Leveling up. Talk about a wave. Talk about a increase. Going from one flow to a much larger flow. You know, this is going from a little creek that grows into a river that, you know, grows into a rushing massive river that boats can go on. And it's like, that's this increasing, and it's water, it's these cups. It's a wave of connection coming in. And here's this World and Magician in reverse. Yeah, this is like allowing things to end, allowing things to close. Like the Magician makes things happen. This feels him in reverse. And look at their body language too. These two characters. They're holding these I don't know what those are, but they're the same thing. If you can see this white, it's like almost like a candle or a magical wand, and she has two. Yeah, these two here feel like releasing control over the outcome. Not trying to make it happen the way you want it to happen, not trying to make it go your way. Allowing what needs to end. That's what I was just saying, right? It's like as soon as Scorpio stops managing, releases that managing of the outcome, this trying to wrap it up nicely, trying to make it happen. As soon as that's released, boom. It's almost like Scorpio, it's almost like trying to manage the outcome and trying to have things happen on your terms all the time. It's almost as if that's blocking a whole lot of love and connection and intimacy from coming into you. And I think that's turning over here, right? It's overwhelming the amount of cups that are coming in. Yeah, this is just about intimacy and vulnerability. And obviously that plays out in very different ways. Wow, yeah, coming in. So under the King of Cups is the Eight of Wands, which is fast approaching. So this feels like a tidal wave, this first column here. The Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. This is like a tidal wave of connection, a tidal wave of relationships coming into you, Scorpio. It's not something that you're putting out. This is coming towards you. Someone wants to love you. A bunch of people want to be in community with you, want to embrace you as part of their tribe, group, association. You're wanted, you're valued. There's this sense of like love, appreciation, connection coming into you. And I think you're fighting it. It's almost like you've been keeping it at bay inadvertently, I think. Because here we have, next to the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Wands. This has a keeping at bay feeling. Plus the Chariot in reverse. So these two together, harnessing, trying to contain, trying to put on the brakes. It's funny because, you know, Scorpio has this paradoxical nature to it, this fixed water. Because it's fixed, it's a fixed sign, which the energy is about maintaining, right? Sustaining. It stays the same. And water, to me, inherently is very fluid. It's very not fixed. It's very changeable. And so Scorpio, it's kind of weird. Like when you see people talk about it, they'll talk about it as transformation and death and rebirth, and on one side. And then on the other side, it's about obsession and fixation and holding on to emotions and being really fixed, stuck. So I'm almost getting this image of like tripping up on your own abilities, Scorpio. Like because you have these depths, I think oftentimes you have the upper hand emotionally in a situation, and I'm literally getting that sense of like your emotional intelligence, your emotional capacity getting in the way of other people's emotions coming in to you, not being able to receive it. Because you're the one that's always wrapping up the cycle. You're always the one that can see and is pushing the group towards that direction. It's like you're always the one making the wheel turn, making the motion. It's like if you put yourself in those shoes of this magician, especially with this Chariot, yeah. These guys, right? Both in reverse. Both about harnessing and controlling forces, right? For your own direction, like directing forces. And I think Scorpio is really good at doing that emotionally with water, with people's emotions, with the emotion in the room, with the group, with the relationship. It's like, Scorpio, you're used to making it work. You're used to being the one seeing the thing that other people can't see and managing the outcome. And that level, it's almost like that level of control has got you feeling hella nervous about this coming in energy. When something comes into you, it's like it puts you on guard, it puts you on defense, it puts you just the feeling itself of having another person's emotions. Right? It's like, whoa, I'm not in control. I'm not making this happen right now. What do I do? Yeah, I'm almost getting this like someone getting caught up in a wave, right? So like um a wave comes in and Scorpio thinks they have it in control, but they don't see this big wave coming in and that tosses them. I'm getting this like tumbling feeling, being tumbled. I think you're going to be shaken up and tumbled around by the level of support, emotional availability that will come to you in those moments when you're not in control. That's a very, I'm laughing because it's a very Scorpio. It's a very Scorpio thing. I kind of feel like the healing message, right, is that the love is already here. Like the lovers are upright here. And this guy under this tree wondering when his love is going to come to him. This is in reverse. It's kind of like it's present. And the moments that you will see it, the moments that you'll see how people show up for you, it's going to be in those moments when you don't have it together, when you're not managing the outcome, when you're not in control of the situation. That's when people will actually show up for you. That's when they can show up for you. If you're always the one doing it, making the thing happen, making the relationship work, making the family work, you're never in a position to receive. I think the magician in reverse often can speak about someone who's really overly attached to their outcome, the outcome that they want to see. Especially with this world. And the world is smack dab in the middle here. Because the world is about outcomes. It's about things coming to, a cycle coming to a full 360, right? Coming to that completion, seeing the outcome. So, yeah, this is like somebody who's like very overly attached to how they want to see things go. And this King of Cups is looking at that like, I'm right here. I'm trying to love you. It's like feeling threatened by what approaches you. Just because it's approaching you doesn't mean it's a threat, Scorpio. Yeah, for some people this is just a straight up a very strong love connection. Like that you are not seeing, not accepting, not letting in, actively, or maybe you are seeing it. Maybe you're starting to, maybe it's showing itself in the moments that you're, it's like something reveals itself. Something comes out of the blue. It's a blindsiding energy. Yeah, allow yourself to be tumbled like by the waves. You know, if there's someone who wants to love you, it's not going to be on your terms. And like you can, you know who you are, right? But you don't, you know where you stand and what you will accept and what you won't, but you don't get to control how the other person reacts. You don't get to control the entire outcome, right? Um, this, yeah, there's so much about the other person wanting to give you. Other person or other people here. Okay. What does it look like for Scorpio to move through this tumbling, this being blindsided? Um, blindsided by connection. What can help Scorpio with that? What can help Scorpio accept that? Ooh, yeah. Eight of Swords in reverse here on on the bottom. All that restriction, all that restraint, melting. It's this in reverse. It's like these swords are almost looking like icicles that are starting to drip, like that. There's a melting. Okay, we got two kings. Okay, so know who you are, know where you stand. Don't try to prove yourself. Uh, this is that going off in your own path thing here. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Five of Wands in reverse. This is knowing the direction, knowing your direction, and having confidence in that, having like backing that up, knowing that you can back it up, knowing yourself, like knowing why you want to go the direction you want to go, and not needing to defend yourself, not needing to prove your point. Um, this is a very solid masculine, um, and by masculine I mean direct. Okay, this King of Wands is like to me about direction. It's about looking and seeing externally, knowing where you want to go, being able to see. And then here's that earth energy to back it up, that practical, making it real, right? So this looks like that path that I was talking about in the beginning of the reading, right? That path that if you go down the path of the direction that you believe in, your people are there. Your people are on that path too. Mm. Yeah, it's like as soon as you stop trying to make certain kind of relationships happen and you just go in the direction that you need to go in and you do what you need to do, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be blindsided by the very love, the very connection and warmth that you were looking for and trying to make happen. It's like once you give up on that, hanging on to that, there might be even one connection that you're going around and around, trying to make it work. And as soon as you walk away from it, as soon as you abandon ship, as soon as you go, you know what, I'm limiting myself. I'm stuck here going around and around trying to get this old thing back with you, or, trying to get your approval, mom, dad, right? There's something here of like that moment when you recognize, oh, this relationship, I'm just feeding into this and it's not serving me, and I need to go off in this direction. I need to go off in my own direction. That, boom, that's when you find that love that you were looking for, trying to make happen back there. Yeah, there's a real need to go in the direction, to stop worrying about your connections, to stop trying to make connections happen and follow your path. Take those steps. Take those steps, concrete steps in the direction that you believe in. Even if it's gonna, even if you don't see anybody down that path, even if it's gonna potentially, damage relationships that you have. It's like you need to go down that path because that's where your people are. That's where that actual love is. If you're in a connection now that you're going around and around trying to make it feel like this, if you're trying to find these kind of emotions somewhere, whether this is family, romantic, social, whatever, if you're finding yourself like, going around and around trying to make something happen emotionally, trying to generate some kind of emotions within a relationship, it's like the minute you walk away from that, the minute you go towards, no, this is what I want. That's what I want. I'm going off in that direction. I'm not going to sit here and argue. I'm not going to go around and around. Here's all this going around and around energy of, it's like I see that real fixation, Scorpio, in these three cards. This Magician, this Chariot, and this World in reverse. It's a real and I think it's happened. I think it's kind of like, it doesn't feel like this is not happening. It doesn't feel like you're resisting. It doesn't feel like this is necessarily blocked. I think this is just the process on the table. It's in process, wherever you are in this process. And I mean, this is such a beneficial reading for everyone, right? We all have Scorpio somewhere in our chart. So wherever that falls, whatever house, planets, um, that's where you deal with that fixed water energy. And this is just really talking about, okay, when you fixate on making relationships happen, you put yourself in a position where you can't receive. And when you walk your path, when you focus on your vision and you go in that direction, you open yourself up to being able to receive the very thing that you were trying to make happen emotionally. It's interesting because these are the two kings present here. The fire king, the king of wands, and the water king, the king of cups. So this is Scorpio. The kings are fixed energy. They're sustaining. They provide. And this is Scorpio, fixed water. So this would be Leo, fixed fire. And think about like a lion, like leading his pack, right? That kind of very confident, stepping out and going forward, right? Being sure of yourself. That's this type of energy. And, you know, these are the two, fire and water, those are like emotions. And you think about Leo and Scorpio, right? They make a square to each other. So they're opposing. They're not opposite opposing. They're square opposing. So that's like, to me, that's even more opposite than opposite, because it's, or more conflict than opposite, right? It's more different than opposites. Because it's a square. It's this like, they're not parallel, they're perpendicular type of energies, Leo and Scorpio. And so, yeah, I think of Scorpio as very this internal, the water element. It's that internal emotional reality. A lot of emotions are internalized in that Scorpio fixed water. And in the Leo, the fixed fire, it's that externalized emotional reality. It's about vision. It's about seeing, perceiving outwardly, and this is about perceiving inwardly. So, inwardly, is that a word? I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now. So I think it's really beautiful that these two have showed up, right? That Scorpio, your square counterpart, has showed up, right? This Leo energy in the sort of advice cards, it's showed up, and it does feel like that kind of a turning of a corner, right? If that's what a 90-degree angle is, it's a turning of a corner. There's like, it's going, I'm so fixated on making my relationship work. I need to have this kind of feeling. I want to have this kind of love. I want to feel this way. It's turning your focus from that to, this is what I as an individual want. I'm gonna go in this is where I want to go. This is what I want to see. And that's really this difference, right, between internal emotions internally, that mastery, that sustaining of emotions internally, Scorpio, versus that mastery of emotions, feelings, right, outwardly. That's your direction. That's what it's like, this is the person who does something for themselves, And this is the person who does something for the other person, for the good of the relationship. So it's about shifting from one mode into the other. And it's kind of like, yeah, Scorpio, when you're able to tap into that Leo type energy and you actually take steps in that direction that your heart, your individuality, when you pursue that, that's when you actually meet all this love and emotion and connection and intensity emotionally that you were trying to make happen. It's I really appreciate this message. I think, I mean, I needed to hear that. I think we all do. Yeah, I think that wraps it up. Anything else, Scorpio? No, that's it. It's clear. It's that's a very clear message. I appreciate that. Yeah, blindsided. It's literally like as soon as you turn away, you're going to be blindsided by the thing you turned away from. Isn't that how it works, though, right? Um, Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. Thank you for watching, for liking, commenting, sharing, disliking, whatever. I appreciate you being here and sharing the space with me. Um, we'll see about how I'm going to do these readings. We'll see. As you can see, I'm changing stuff up here in my apothecary. This is where I make medicine, plant goods for healing, spiritual stuff. Um, and yeah, I like doing readings as the moon travels through the signs. So we'll see if I can keep up with that this cycle. Yeah, thanks for being here, and until next time, sending you protection if you want it, and I'll see you around.